thank you so much to everyone who has come here today for the Jarda project celebration and showcase. This has been a project that we've been working on for a really long time now, a few months, and so it's a real pleasure to bring together some of the co-producers who have worked so hard on the project, along with the lead artist Jessica Elmal, and some of their friends and family and friends of the Arab British Centre as well, to celebrate their work and the amazing contribution that they've made to the project. So my name is Becky, I'm the Events and Communications Manager of the Arab British Centre, and the Arab British Centre, for anyone that doesn't know, is a charity that works to further understanding of the Arab world in the UK. We do that through three primary strands. The first is hosting resident organisations in our building. I've just, for some reason, Heather, you're on the screen, but I don't really know why. You look beautiful up there. And Heather is actually one of our residents, so that is very fitting. So there we go. From Zaytoon, amazing Palestinian food. So we have residents in our building, and there we go. We have residents in our building who all work in similar missions to kind of further understanding of the Arab world or connect the UK and the Arab world. And the second way that we do our mission is through courses. We do courses in things like Arabic language and calligraphy and lots of lovely things. And then thirdly, we have our cultural program. So as part of our cultural program, we have the Sapphire Film Festival, which is the only festival of Arab cinema in the UK. We have our Award for Culture, which honours individuals and organisations working in the sector. And we also have our Arab Britain programming theme, which is what Jarda falls under. So Arab Britain was a theme that we launched in 2019 that sets out to explore and document the history, achievements and experiences of Arabs in Britain. Through exhibitions, commissions and community engagement programmes, we aim to retrace the ways the Arab world has influenced and shaped British culture and society, celebrate the contributions of Arabs in Britain, past and present, and overturn preconceptions and challenge prejudices. So the way that Jarda kind of came about is that we, as an organisation, really wanted to do a project in Manchester because it's our ambition to work across the whole of the UK, and it was a city which we hadn't really worked with before, and so we really wanted to get to know the landscape there and deliver some work with the people of Manchester and in the Northwest. So we met Jessica. We came across her work through an open call that we did for a different project, and we were really bowled over by her work with communities, exploring things like migration, home, and just bringing people together, but all kind of through the lens of ecology and nature. And it was something that we thought would be a really amazing lens to view the Arab Britain theme through. So we approached her to come up with a project for us, a workshop project in Manchester. And Jarda is kind of the result of that, basically. So the way that the event is going to run today is sorry, I'm just letting more people in. The way that the event is going to run is that I'm going to hand over to Jessica in a second, and she is going to talk a little bit about how Jarda was devised, and also answer the question, which is the name of the event, what is Jarda? And then after that, we have four of the wonderful co-producers with us to talk a little bit about their work and showcase some of their favourite pieces from the exhibition, which is currently on at the People's History Museum in Manchester and is on till the 10th of October. So yeah, Jessica, I'll hand over to you and you can start answering the question, what is Jarda?
Thank you for that introduction, Becky. Yeah, so what is Jarda? So we had this question quite a few times over the course of the project, The last time being on our very last celebration meal, when Soraya, who isn't here today, said, can we just talk about what is Jarda? And it's quite a fitting title because Jarda is how we call a park in Moroccan Arabic in Darija. And I think it's really funny how I ended up being the only North African in the group, and it's quite common that the rest of the Arab world don't have a clue what we're talking about. So that is why the event is named What is Jarda, because it turned out I was the only one who actually knew what the word meant. So when the Arab British Centre got in touch with me to run this programme, I was so excited because I knew that Manchester had a wealth of creative talent, and that we had all these natural spaces that were yet to sort of be explored by a group like us. So we put a call out on social media through email, and we got together a group of 10 women to start off with. And each session I was just more and more blown away by everyone's creativity, of their willingness to give their time and their energy. And really the project just went beyond anything I could have dreamed of because of each and everyone in the group. So before we even start anything, I would just like to give a big round of the applause to the members who are here today and the ones who are not. So yes, I think we're going to move to the first presentation.
Yes. So let me just get up. Sorry, the Zoom is being funny because it won't let me do speaker view. So first up, we have Hannah. And sorry, let me just pin you, Hannah. Yeah, Hannah Masarana. I need to ask to unmute you. Oh, I've pinned you both now. Great, Hannah. So yeah, please take it away and talk about your Jarda experience. And I will show some of the amazing work that you produced while you do that.
Thank you very much. So yeah, Jarda was an amazing opportunity. It was really nice for me. I'd kind of been away from art for quite a while, and it was nice to kind of get back into it in such a safe environment and such a friendly environment. Yeah, it was one of those things that you kind of come across, and it was quite spooky in how kind of tailored and targeted I felt it was to me, as like just an Arab living in Manchester, going about my daily life. Yeah, and just kind of being conscious of like nature and the connection with it, and art, and yeah, I mean, just the whole experience was really amazing. I'm rambling a bit. Met such lovely people, and we had such a lovely time together and formed such lovely memories. So the piece that you can see at the moment on the screen is my collage, which we made in the first session where we met each other. It was a really nice kind of opportunity to just brainstorm, and kind of, it was a good kind of project to start off with, because it was less intimidating, because you were kind of using scraps of other people's kind of work and images to make your own. We were asked to kind of make a collage of our dream world, I believe, if I remember correctly, and this is what I made. So the flowers coming off of the girl are bougainvillea, and they grow in my grand's garden. So that's why I kind of chose to include them. I was very happy that I managed to find them in the pile of random bits and bobs. In my dream world, you can see a lime tree, which also grows in my grand's garden, and then you've got a bit of kind of nature and sea, but also civilization, and also a girl throwing a ball, but also the ball's kind of the moon at the same time, and it's meant to represent freedom and living in a free world. Then the next piece, if you please, Becky.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you very much. Is some jasmine that I dried by accident. I was meant to take it home to show it to my mum, but I left it behind, so it withered. But I kept it, and I then kind of turned it into this piece where I just kind of picked the pieces off of it and stitched them onto the piece of paper. It's meant to represent, well, number one, I feel like a lot of Arabs, especially from the Levantine region, kind of love jasmine and romanticize jasmine, and it is just the loveliest scent in the world. It's kind of meant to represent how we've all kind of been strewn across the world and disseminated, like a flower kind of spreading its pollen, to all kind of hopefully find like a better place to grow or a more friendly environment to grow in. And yeah, those are my two pieces really. I've always really liked stitching. I did it a lot when I did art GCSE at school. And so yeah, that's me.
Thank you so much, Hannah. I love both of those pieces so much, and yeah, that was very beautifully explained as well. Great. So our next speaker, Mariam Al Sayed, unfortunately wasn't able to join us this evening at the last minute. So instead, the lovely Amani Hassan of the Arab British Centre is going to read one of the poems that she was going to read tonight, that is featured in the exhibition. Jessica, I don't know if you want to say anything about Mary or about her involvement in the exhibition, because I know that I unfortunately didn't get to meet her when I came up to Manchester either, but so I know you know her really well, and if you have anything to say about her participation, that would be great.
Yeah, I mean, she's a force onto the world, so I won't try and say too much. Just that maybe we can post her Instagram link or something into the chat, because she, she's a really active spoken word poet and is involved in lots of different community arts in Manchester. So I think maybe sharing some of her work that way might be nice at the end.
That's a really good idea.
So I enjoy the poems because they're very lovely.
Great. Amani, take it away.
Okay. I hope I do a good job, and my apologies in advance if I don't. Okay, this poem is called Angel Eyes, and I believe it's also on your screen. Yes. Okay. A thicket of conversation harvested for a while a banquet of fruits, edible and tasting like wild silence. Countless hearts come for the fragrance of a chive, and the chirping magpies tap unafraid of a distinct mumble from an old ash tree. Slowly decaying and about to close her eyes, still and delicate she is, warmer than an angel's breath, with the flower bed as a crown. Three graces smile and count the earth's heartbeat with their eyes. Delicate palms built for nature to reside in, sit inside of me and soak the pardon. The scent of jasmine is promising that I will forgive you, no matter how I decline. Foliage has a way of fighting.
Thank you, Avani. That was lovely. Jessica, a question. So obviously there's a few poems that are fit in the exhibition, and I just wondered how they, at what point in the workshops were they incorporated, and I'd love to hear more about, because obviously we had a lot of loads of different mediums that were explored throughout the workshops.
Yeah, so like, I'll start by saying I'm not a poet, but what we did was in the first workshop to get to know each other, I'd asked everyone if they could bring something for show and tell. So this could be a piece of art that they'd done in the past, or it could be something that was like a connection to nature. And back then we were limited in numbers because of the lockdown restrictions. So we had to have 2 groups of 5, one in the morning, one in the afternoon. And Mary came with a beautiful book full of poetry and was actually kind enough to read out a poem for us. So from the very beginning, Miriam had brought poetry into the workshops, and that was kind of a really key part of the project for me and for everyone involved, was that everyone could bring in their own interests, their own talents. And so the exhibition that we're left with at People's History Museum is, we use the word co-produced, which means that it's been produced by everyone, all of us. We all had an input, we all decided what to put in it. And so that's why there are quite a few poems, because that was the interests of this particular group. And maybe, you know, if Miriam hadn't come with that poem book on the very first day, maybe we wouldn't have been able to explore poetry. So it's a sort of a spontaneous happening that the exhibition has so much poetry in.
Okay, yeah, I love that. And I feel like the poems really add something really special. So yeah, brilliant. So next up we have Hiba Ali. Let me just ask you to unmute, Hiba. Brilliant. So I have your pieces up here, and I believe, Jessica, you were going to ask Hiba some questions about her work.
Yes. So this is a really weird setup because I actually can't see Hiba.
Oh wait, I need to pin her. Oh wait, is she not? Can you only see yourself in the panel thing?
Just see the artwork and you, Becky.
How about now?
No, it's the same.
I think it might be your settings, Jessica.
Oh.
If
you
change the view settings, you might see more than one.
Yeah.
And Hiba, if you say something, then maybe it will go onto your speaker view.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, let's get the artwork back up.
Yeah.
So Hiba, thank you so much for coming tonight and joining the group.
You're welcome.
Can everyone see the artwork? Because for me, it's the poem.
Yeah, I can see the poem too.
Sorry, I'm just clicking around trying to make it so that the artwork is here. I just don't want everyone to see me. Sorry about this.
So Hiba, with this piece, can you talk us through what kind of materials you used?
Yeah, so I used quite a lot of different mediums for this one. I started off with pencil and done a sketch, and then I kind of decided I want to make it more colourful, so I got out some acrylic paints and then also used coloured pencil as well, just for the lavender bit that you might see on it. And then I used gold ink for the hair, so it's kind of trying to represent how like nature kind of makes someone's identity, like where you are represents how you're going to be. And for this piece, I've done like a lot, as you can see at the bottom, it's got roots coming out of it, so it's kind of trying to represent how everyone's roots are different, but there's a way to share it with everyone as well, and I'm trying to represent that in this piece.
And so how long would a piece like this take you to do? Because I know you did a lot of work sort of outside the workshops as well as inside. How long do you think you spent on it?
I would say about 2 days it took for this one.
2 full days.
Yeah.
Wow. I mean, it's
obviously plan it as well to decide how I'm gonna plan it all out and which colours I'm gonna use as well. It just took about 2 days.
Wow. Becky, can we go to the next picture, please?
Yes.
So this piece, can you tell us where you got the idea for this piece from?
So this piece, it was when we went to Peel Park. So that workshop, we were all just kind of walking around and doing the photography and stuff. And I think just by being surrounded by so many incredible women, I kind of got inspired. So I made a piece of a woman, and as you can tell, there's a lot of colour and like flowers coming out of the head. And it was just to represent how I felt like coming to these workshops were making me grow as a person. So I wanted to put that into a piece. So being surrounded by so many people has kind of helped me grow and gain more confidence as well.
And we enjoyed being around you as well, Hibba. You're always such a gorgeous person to have in the group. Can you tell us a bit about how you get your ideas for the designs? Because I'm noticing at the bottom like the way you draw really small designs. Is that inspired by anything?
Yeah, so I tend to use a lot of in my free time I tend to do henna and mehndi because I am South Asian. So I try to incorporate that in a lot of my work because I want a piece of my identity to be represented in my work. So a lot of the small patterns and stuff that you see, it tends to be from henna and henna designs.
Amazing, thank you, Hibba. Becky, do you have any questions?
Well, I know that when we met before, you were saying about how you were, correct me if I'm wrong, you're like at college, and about how being involved in the project has really inspired you to think about taking art like into the future for yourself. And I'd love to know about how you see yourself progressing in like with your creativity, because you obviously have so much skill and talent, and like what your ambitions are for the future, like moving forward.
Well, after doing the exhibition and making all these pieces and like seeing my work up at the People's History Museum, it's helped me think that in the future I want to see more of my work up and I want to share more of my art as well. So I think that moving forward I am going to carry on with art and keep going to workshops and doing exhibitions and things like that.
Well, brilliant. Well, we'll look forward to seeing more of your artwork wherever it ends up. I'm sure it will be all over Manchester and beyond, definitely. Thank you. Okay, brilliant. So we'll move on to our next speaker now, Sana Sadaki, and oh, there we go. So Sana is gonna start by reading a poem, and then she's gonna talk a little bit about her Jarda experience as well. And
okay. Hi, my name is Sana. I'm from Syria. First, I would like to tell you about my experience at group Jarda. I participate with 2 poems and some drawing. I choose 2 of them to share with you. First, I would read the poem, but I read in Arabic.
Mm-hmm.
You accept?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Maybe Amani can read in English. Okay.
But you can read it in Arabic, and then we have the translation.
Yes.
We have the translation on the screen as you read.
Yeah,
so it would be beautiful if you read it in Arabic.
Yeah, in English, I don't feel good.
Fluent. No,
Yeah.
I am not fluent.
Not fluent in English.
Well, it's more beautiful in the original language anyway.
Yes.
So please,
Yes.
by all means, read it in
Okay.
Arabic. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. كم مرة شعرنا بالهزيمة قوية أرواحنا نتعثر في طريقنا ونصل إلى مرحلة نشعر فيها بأننا فقدنا كل شيء من خلال التعثر في أول منعطف في طريقنا، من خلال الوقوع في أول اختيار تحبطنا فيه الحياة، ثم ننهض ونواصل السير لنكتشف أننا فقدنا نور حياة، فقدنا دورنا في الحياة، لا فقدنا دورة في الحياة ولم نخسر المعركة. لقد خسرنا موقعا مؤقتا I don't know لقد خسرنا موقعا وليس مبدأ. لقد فقدنا لحظة من السعادة ولم نفقد حياة من السعادة. فقدنا لحظات من النعيم لكسب العمر من التجارب. فقدنا أشياء في محيطنا ولم نخسر أشياء بداخلنا. استمرت الروح في اقتلاع أشراك الخيبة والهزيمة لتغرس ورود الجرأة والشجاعة. يستمر القلب في العزف على سيمفونية الأمل وينبض بحماس في كل خطوة إلى الأمام. Finish. Can you read Amani? Can you read in English, please?
Yes, of course I can.
Please.
Translate.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, no problem. Okay, so I hope I do it justice.
Yes,
You read it very beautifully. So
yes, thank you.
Okay. How many times have we felt the end and not finished? How many times have we felt defeated and defeated? Strong are our souls. We stumble in our path and reach a stage where we feel that we have lost everything by stumbling at the first bend in our path, by falling in the first test that life puts us. Then we rise and continue on the path to discover that we have lost a round of life and we have not lost the battle. We lost a position, not a principle. We lost a moment of happiness. We did not lose a lifetime of happiness. We lost moments of bliss to gain a lifetime of experiences. We lost things in our surroundings and did not lose things within us. The soul kept pulling out the thorns of disappointment and defeat to plant the roses of boldness and courage. The heart continues to play the symphony of hope and beats excitedly at every step forward.
Thank you.
Thank you. That was beautiful.
Yeah, that's a beautiful poem. Do you want me to move on to your painting?
Yeah.
Yeah. So just to quickly say, so this is a photograph of Sana's work in the People's History Museum altogether. And then I'll move on to the close-up of this one.
Yeah, this is the first drawing. I love this drawing because it's a picture of houses in my country, in old Damascus. You see in middle of house, you can see a large open courtyard surrounded by rooms for living room and for the guest room, big one, and kitchen and bathroom. In the center of the open courtyard, there are in a small round fountain that is flowing non-stop. That is in downstairs. In upstairs, there are bedrooms and balconies that overlook the open courtyard. And there are a large overlooking the outside. I love these houses, maybe because I grew up in them and I was happy with my family because I felt safe and loved them. That is all in the first drawing. Can you make a second, please? Okay. Yeah. That is the second picture you see now. It's not a drawing, it's a hand embroidery. That is, I had embroidery for my grandson. His name is Asil. I make this one for his birthday. It's not embroidery, just handmade, but it's crochet. Not crochet, it's a message from me to him, telling him that I love him so much and that he's not just my friend, but he is a source of my happiness. Can I tell you some story? Short story in English.
Yeah, of course, we'd love to hear it.
Okay, very well. Yeah. One day, a rich dad took his son on a trip to a village. He wanted to show him how poor someone can be. They spent time in village with poor people. On their return from the trip, the father asked his son, "How was the trip?" It was great, Dad, the son answered him. The father asked him, did you see how poor people live?
How poor people.
Poor live. The father asked him, the child, "Oh yes, my son, my father." The father asked, "So tell me what you learned about this trip." The son tell him, "Thank you, my father, because you take me to this tribe. It was great. We have one dog. They have 4. We have a pool. They have rivers. We have lights at night. They have stars. We buy foods. They grow there. We have walls to protect us. They have friends. We have television. They spend time with them friends and relatives. The father no know how he respond or answer them, because he has silent, yeah. Silent, yeah. After that, the boy father, the boy tell his father, thank you, my father, because you show me how we are poor people.
It's finished.
It's finished, yeah.
Thank you, Sana. I really love that story. And I think it just, yeah, really just ties into the whole themes of the project so well, in that we're so enriched by the nature and natural surroundings that we have, and just we all need to appreciate them as much as possible. So, sorry if you can hear hands clanging.
I would like thank you all group Jarda, especially Jessica. She is a wonderful woman and a classy lady. I would also like to thank Group Jarda, the elegant for her love, Hiba, with her infinity, generosity, and Suraya with her classy smile. It was a great experience. I made really friends. I hope to share more with them. And Becky, activity and beautiful woman. And I thank all one. Thank you very much.
Anna, for always being so happy and so full of light, and becoming a very great friend to us all.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much, Sana.
And thank you, Amani. Thank you very much.
My pleasure. My job was easy tonight.
Nice to meet you.
Lovely to meet you as well.
So we're to the end of our kind of presentation section, if you like, and I would just like, if anyone in the audience would like to ask any questions in the chat, like please do, and anyone they can have a go at answering your questions and see if it's a question they want to answer. But in the meantime, I have a few questions just for the group, and then hope maybe someone would like to jump in and answer it, whether that be Jessica or anybody. But yeah, the exhibition, which is on at the People's History Museum, which all the amazing we've seen tonight is included in, you all collectively described it as an immersive walk in nature through our British eyes. And I just wanted to ask how you created this immersive experience, and are there any elements of the installation that are like your favorite bits, or things that you really want to highlight for people that might not have been to the exhibition already?
So I can answer a little bit, but then I'm going to hand over to Hannah, because Hannah was there installing for like a full 12-hour day with us. So I'm sure you can say some things as well. But that was actually Soraya who come up with that tagline, I think, who's not here today. But it was really important for Soraya that we had something of all the senses, because I think we did that a lot in our workshops, didn't we? So it was about trying to show things that you can see, things that you can smell. So there is some jasmine fragrance hidden in the exhibition somewhere, I think in the roof. Did we put it, Hannah? Things that you can touch, Yeah, so it was about creating like something for each one of the senses. Hannah, do you want to talk about anything in particular that you enjoyed putting up or that you enjoyed ironing?
So yeah, we did take some photos on some disposable cameras, which we then printed out on these it's kind of like a semi-see-through fabric, and these are quite big sheets, and we've got them hung up. So we've got them hung up as if they're washing with some pegs, and it's nice because kind of the light comes through them and you can see the other sheets behind the sheet that you're looking at, and all of these sheets have kind of different different photos that we've taken of nature on them, and it is quite, it reminds you of kind of being outside, being amongst the washing. And then we've got Jessica's got kind of this big Moroccan fountain that kind of bookends the end of the exhibition, that is kind of printed out on some cards. So it really is, the whole exhibition was us trying to, everybody had their own ideas and their own kind of fanciful visualizations of what they wanted the exhibition to look like. And it's just kind of bringing all of that together in the nicest way. Yeah.
Brilliant. Yeah, because I was going to say when Sana was talking, but reading about, I can't even speak, talking about her paintings and like the recurring, like the motif of the fountain as this kind of central space. I love that there was one included, and it looks so beautiful in its 3D glory as well. Especially surrounded by all the lino prints as well, which kind of leads me on to my next question, was just that obviously, so there were 6 workshops and there were different creative skills kind of being shown or explored each time by lots of different participants as well, either within the group or outside. And I was just wondering whether there was a new skill that anyone learned, or a favorite skill that people might have picked up that they hadn't tried before, which is included in the work in the exhibition.
I don't know how I speak. Amani, can you translate, please?
Would like to hear it in English from you, please.
Yes.
Go ahead, and if you have any problems, I can help translate. Hopefully, my Arabic is not really, that great either. But go ahead.
We're waiting. Just try.
Hello.
Yeah, go ahead, Sana.
I don't know. ما بدك تترجم لي ماما شو قالوا مشان اعرف شو بدي جاوب. شو السؤال يعني؟ لا دغري
What if, are you the son?
Yes,
I am. Hi everyone.
Oh, okay.
Okay, the son to the rescue. The son to the rescue.
I'm trying to get her to speak in English. I want her to express her feelings as well. In the same. هنا بدنا إياكي they want you ماما بدنا إياكي بدنا يسمعوا الإنجليش بدنا يسمعوا الإنجليش.
Yeah. بس اللي شو بدهم؟ شو قلون يعني شو بدهم؟ شو السؤال؟
اللي أنت بدك تقولي.
السؤال إنه are there any new skills that you learned throughout the workshops, or anything in particular that you enjoyed doing?
Yeah, the skill new one for me, it's الحفر على الخشب. I don't know how spell it, how speak.
Printing.
Yeah, it's new for me. I don't
engraving.
Make on the wood.
Engraving.
Yeah, engraving.
Yeah. You remember Jessica? Yeah, and we copy our work.
Yes.
in fabric.
Yeah, we did lino printing in the last session in the garden, the big garden.
Yes, very, very nice.
Yeah, so you engrave
yes, this one.
Plastic, and then you roll some ink on, and then you
copy
tomatoes, didn't you, Sana?
Yeah.
Tomatoes.
It's very nice. It's new for me. I no experience before that.
But you seem to have quite a lot of talent, no, Sana? Because you have embroidery on display, you have oil paintings on display. You seem to be very talented when it comes to craft and creativity.
Yes, very nice. It's يعني تجربة بالإنجليش experience very, very nice for me. I have now friends, nice friends.
Oh, wonderful. And yeah, you do have so many different talents, and I'm sure, and as you said, you've brought so many different things to the group, and it's so amazing to see the connections that as a group you've made over the course of the workshop. Like, it's as someone who's been like kind of helping from the outside throughout the course of the project, the WhatsApp has been absolutely pumping, and it's just been such a lovely space to see you all get to know each other over the course of the project, and the warmth and care and like creativity that you all share with each other. So I think that's been one of the best outcomes of the project, definitely, and hopefully there'll be lots of other opportunities to bring the group back together for other amazing projects.
Yes.
Yeah, unless does anyone else from the Jarda group have anything to add, or if not, I'll just do a few final words, and we can call it an evening.
Yeah, أنا أقترح. شو يعني أقترح؟
Suggest.
Yeah. I suggest for Jessica to plant olive in the water bridge. Yeah, garden.
We're looking into it, Rebecca.
Yeah.
We're looking into planting an olive tree in the RH.
Olive tree is live more 100 years.
Yeah, I think that would be really lovely. We need to get in touch with the RHS Bridgewater team to see if that's going to be possible.
It's the name Jarda.
It would be a good legacy for the project.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would be lovely. Okay, brilliant. Well, thank you so much, everybody, for joining us today, for the Jarda celebration and showcase. It's been a real pleasure to be able to share the work that's been produced, to hear from Sana, Hannah, and Hiba, and also but through the voice of Amani, Mariam as well. And also, unfortunately, they weren't also able to be here today, but Soraya too, and Reem. But yeah, thank you so much, everybody who's come today, and thank you so much to all the co-producers for the amazing work that you've put in over the project. It's been our absolute pleasure to be part of the team making it happen. And I just also want to extend a huge thanks to Jessica, who has been an incredible facilitator, and just the skill and like passion that you have of bringing people together to create welcoming creative spaces is really, we're in awe of it. So, and we're really grateful for all the hard work that you put into this project and for the exhibition. And I just really encourage everybody, if they haven't already, to go to the People's History Museum if they can, to see the Jarda installations on until the 10th of October, which is next Sunday. And yeah, go and immerse yourself in the beautiful smells and sights of the installation, and you'll be able to see some of the work here and much, much more. But yeah, thank you everybody, and
thank you, Vicky. Thank you very much.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for all your work and help. Thanks very much.
See you. Bye.